The Man Who Killed Don Quixote has been more than 25 years in the making from director Terry Gilliam, and it's finally here, starring Jonathan Pryce, Adam Driver, and Joana Ribeiro, a Portuguese actress! The film follows Toby, who is a director shooting a commercial in Spain, and he reminisces about his graduate film, a film about Don Quixote, and he realizes that the village in which he shot that film is right nearby, so he goes there to try and find familiar faces, except things have changed a lot. This is a film I was really looking forward to, but I was not sure if I was going to be able to see it because it was released wide in France, but that's it. Apart from that, it has only been in film festivals. I went to a rush queue today and I luckily got to see it. And this is a great film. This is really a Terry Gilliam film. From the directing, to the editing, to the acting, to the writing. The structure of the film and the story and how he tells this story really screams Terry Gilliam in your face. It's craziness on a level of Brazil, for instance. You can really see his touches and hear his voice speaking to you throughout this film and how he showcases everything he wants to showcase. This guy, played by Jonathan Pryce, Javier, was just a shoemaker that Adam Driver's character for his graduate film didn't want actors, so he hired him to play Don Quixote, to the point where the guy started believing that he was Don Quixote, and he has believed that he is Don Quixote for years now, and Jonathan Pryce is phenomenal in the film. I'm not joking, the dude just brings it. He wants you to laugh, you will laugh. He wants you to cry, you will cry. He wants you to really feel emotional for the kind of madness that he's going through. You will feel emotional for the kind of madness that he's going through. And so is Adam Driver. It's just great to see him like in a very relaxed role, let's say, compared to Kylo Ren or so many others. It just brings a new dimension to him while he's playing a role that is so light. Not that it isn't complex, but it's the ridiculousness that he has to put up with throughout this film that kind of makes it relatable to you. I think we can relate to the fact that there has been one person or two in our lives that is kind of mad, but we'll put up with it because we like that person. But his arc really got me emotional as a guy who didn't want actors for his film, as a guy who really made this crazy, insane, big movie for his graduates project, and I bet he didn't have any budget. I just related to him because he was a director. And it's a hilarious film. For something that runs at 2 hours 15 minutes long, it feels like an epic comedy. It doesn't feel like Monty Python, but it does feel like a classic Hollywood epic, but instead of being so serious, you kind of have laughs through it and you kind of have poignant, thought-provoking topics that are debated in this film. Jonathan Pryce's Don Quixote believes Adam Driver to be Sancho Panza, and they go through all this craziness, meeting all these quirky characters throughout the film, be them involved in Adam Driver's production of this commercial or not, throughout the villages of Spain. It's just really refreshing to see something that is not really out there. It's a really quirky, crazy film in its unique way. For its uniqueness, this is a film that deserves to be seen, deserves to be talked about, and will be remembered. And there's a really interesting relationship with Adam Driver and Joana Ribeiro. It feels so weird saying her name as I'm speaking English, but her character is interesting, three-dimensional, and not just a love interest to do everything that Adam Driver commands her to do. Every character put in here gives something to the story and helps the arc of our main characters. But that's not to say that the movie is perfect though. I did find myself with some issues. At one point I did think I was about to give this movie an A+, but this film runs into some problems near the end where the ending, without spoiling anything, really didn't work for me. It was not very well explained. I needed something to make sense, even in this craziness of a context that is this film. Also, because this film has had so many troubles in production and being written for over 25 years, you can find gags and jokes and puns here and there that one of them is very recent and two of them or something like that are about 10 years old and don't necessarily work if you don't know the context of them. They also introduced this dude in the third act who comes to serve as the villain of the film, and he doesn't really work as a villain. You don't understand the stakes with him, you don't understand why he is a villain and why he has all this power. It would be pretty easy to get rid of him, but he does work as a douche and he does have a purpose in this film overall. But if you are a fan of Terry Gilliam, a fan of Don Quixote, this is the film for you. There is so much passion in this project, there is so much craziness, so much hilarity, so much quirkiness, and there is a lot of heart in each and every one of these characters. But everything really works well. This is a victory, a triumph for Terry Gilliam, and I'm going to give The Man Who Killed Don Quixote a B+. Guys, what did you think of The Man Who Killed Don Quixote? If you have seen it, let me know in the comments below. Let's discuss, and thank you so much for watching. Tomorrow, my last review from LFF 2018 of Stan and Holly. I hope to see you there. Check out my review for The Sisters Brothers, my review for A Private War, and all the other reviews I uploaded from LFF 2018. Thank you so much, and so until the next review, you stay beautiful, you stay geeky, and if you haven't done so yet, click the subscribe button and click the bell so we can be geeky united!